Hello and welcome to Zondell, Lands in Discordance, a Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaign. We have most of our players here, including a couple new ones. We have one who will not be able to make it this time, Fennec, but hopefully they'll be here next time, and we'll have a full roster. But we're only down one today, so that's doing pretty good. So, where last we left off, the party had ended up going to rest after having fought some nightmares. And as they slept, there was a sensation of darkness creeping in. Dreams of shadows and deep thrumming sound coming from even darker depths below them in this pitch black space. Just hints of grays in the shadows, as there are shapes, figures, and creatures that are prowling around. And there is figures who are strangers, and some that appear perhaps familiar yet indistinct. The shapes form, and there is a swirling black flame surrounded in this pale, sickly green and purple aura around the flame itself, as this figure in shadow just extends it outward toward you, palm up, the flame just above it. In each of your dreams, offering it.
Wait, what? What are we offering?
A black flame wreathed in sickly green and purple aura.
Can I eat it?
If you wish to do so.
Will it harm me?
You don't know yet.
Only one way to find out.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z. So I'm not gonna eat it. Something's telling me no.
Maybe us. Is it us?
And no, it's not you guys. When do I ever listen to you guys? You know, I'm gonna ask a very smart, wizardy person. Hey, Garlic.
Okay. You are in your dream.
Oh.
Yeah. So you
in my
each have to
dream,
make
can I
your
think of
own-
Garlic?
If you wish to try.
I'm gonna channel every bit of. I know Garlic is going to definitely call on his soul, and he's gonna hate me for it, but I don't care. Hey, Garlic. Oh, so great, Scarlet. Garlic. Garlic. By the way, his name is Garnet, guys, but my character calls him Garlic. It's easier for him to remember.
I'll be honest, I forgot about Garnick.
No, I'll never forget him. I threw the fight. We're not gonna talk about it. Garlic. Does he appear?
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Yikes. Okay. Alright. We're doing something here. I don't think we're doing anything. That's a... Oh. That's a 16. Okay. Doing something.
Okay. There's a figure that vaguely looks like Garnick, with a scowl visible in the grays of the face made of shadows.
Hi, Garlic. How are you? Quick question. Sorry to wake you. Should I eat this? What should I do with this? This fun ball of fire.
It's just
Like-
a motion of reach out toward it.
You want it?
Oh, he wants
Motions
it.
to you, and then motions to reach out.
Motions to me, then motions to... So give it to you. You've never wanted anything from me. That's weird. I'm just gonna hold it and just look at him. Like, why aren't you talking?
Okay. Are
Usually
you
at least
grabbing
say
it?
something.
You are not currently holding it. It is
Oh.
being offered to you.
Oh. Oh.
Are you grabbing the black fire?
Hey, maybe this is like that spell that you said I needed to take, so I didn't throw the fight. Okay, I'll take it. I'm gonna take it. I'm
Okay.
gonna take it.
All right. And as this is occurring to everyone else, did you take the black flame, or what do you do otherwise?
Does
So,
is
I'm not gonna take it.
Darwin might have some knowledge of like stories, perhaps, that if this is actually related to anything, would I be able to do like an insight check, perhaps, to see if there's like anything heard before that relates to a dream like this, maybe?
We sleep.
Like rumors or tales or something similar to this.
I will say a history check at disadvantage.
History check at disadvantage, okay.
And who
So
said
how
that
do-
they were choosing not to go for it?
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna take it.
Who's
15.
Roll to make that decision, or should
If,
I?
if your character doesn't seem like they would just take some random offering in a dream, then that would be kind of intrinsic to their character. If they're not certain, you could certainly roll. But if you're certain, your character just simply wouldn't without any context.
Said history, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so
I'm
I'm
just
getting
saying
a
'cause-
+8 from history bonus as well. So I rolled 15 +8 and then disadvantage, so
disadvantage is roll twice, take the lower of the two.
yes.
So
So-
it's 23 with the disadvantage.
Still the same thing, because 15 is the lower roll.
Gotcha.
So 15 +8.
You remember stories of entities, sometimes fae, sometimes fiends, sometimes the divine, offering gifts in dreams as a way of encouraging a particular path for good or ill.
I attempt to speak with ghosts, perhaps discern their intentions, whether good or ill.
You may certainly speak to it. Depends on what you want to say. If you're trying to just figure out without talking to them, you could try a insight check at disadvantage. They haven't said anything so far.
I'll go and Darwin will go ahead and speak to it. Now, this is a first for me. But I've heard stories of the situation, I suppose. Are you here to bring me good or ill will?
There's a moment where the figure just slightly tilts its head, and there are creatures, beasts, and people that are stalking around you. And it gestures at the fire and then at them with one hand, and they shrink back slightly.
So it's just like random beasts and people, kind of like a round and outer ring type deal.
Yes.
And the
As I
shadow
said,
kind of gestures
They
back.
seem indistinct. Some familiar, some just unknown.
I understand that the flame is something frightening for them, but the issue is that is there a reason for me to stay away from you as well? There must be a reason everyone else around here in this dream of mine is staying away from that. Or does Darwin know it's a dream at this point, or?
I'd say you'd at the very least have a vague idea of it because you had gone to sleep. It doesn't seem like it is like, oh, it's an average day and you've been led down some hallway. It's no, you're in darkness and then there's the shadows and stuff.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like you, in the dream, wake up from the dream, go about stuff, and then get pulled into darkness. It definitely
Gotcha.
seems like an obvious transition.
Yeah. So, Darwin says that you're afraid of this fire. Are they afraid of it because of you being evil, of seeking ill will against them, or is it something that I do not need to be afraid of, for they outside this circle are of hostile intent?
Okay. The lips on the figure just spread wide into this far too wide smile with sharp teeth. It gestures at the fire and then extends an arm up and curls it to show a, though framed in shadow, strong bicep.
I'll tell you what. If you can say one sentence, I'll consider your offer. Not the best at reading lips and body language.
There's just this little bit of rubbing the chin and then there's the free hand motioning in the air, and there's flickers of letters, words from different left behind carvings into stone and signs and actual paper letters that have been left behind, zooming in on different things, just in the air, just these images. Yet the figure itself does not speak aloud, just saying difficult communication.
Doesn't count.
For now, I'm going to go ahead and say Darwin does not take the flame as... Well, I guess I could do an insight to see if there's probably a disadvantage though for that, aren't I? Doing an insight to see if I can kind of detect what their tensions are towards me.
I'd say it would be just straight at this point, from what you've seen.
Straight
trying
insight?
to imply.
Just a straight D20 or?
Straight D20
well,
plus
no,
your insight.
yeah. You don't have to roll twice.
Alright, so that is a 9 plus... I'm having a stroke.
Blow his
9 plus 4, so 13.
Seems to be suggesting that it is offering a means of perhaps defense or intimidation, strength of some kind, that this figure, whatever it is, doesn't speak traditionally, despite the mouth that it shows. You have this feeling from how it kind of shapes differently, and even these things that it's probably more that the figure itself doesn't exist as it is, and that it is whatever this entity is that's offering the black flame is using that as a proxy because it looks humanoid.
Well, Darwin doesn't exactly need that much in the ways of defense, and keeping individuals away from him is kind of the opposite of what he wants. Being too intimidating isn't exactly a good thing in certain cases, so Darwin's going to go ahead and not take the flame. He'll thank the spirit for the offer, but not right now.
Does this feel familiar to Dobbs?
Before I answer that question, Darwin, there is a slight scowl, but then the face just relaxes a bit and motions with a slight bow before just disappearing, leaving you in darkness. Dobbs, it does feel very familiar.
Does it feel a little harder darkness-y? Something's wrong. I can feel it.
Damn, I'm really having a problem with this because he's not supposed to like the evil things, but
Like student, like master. Come to the dark side of the force.
We have cookies.
And joke.
You know, the thing is, I have a meme
And
right now.
whiskey.
So hang on.
Man, we got fried chicken over here, man. You better get up over here.
oh god damn it! Why do I always roll like a 3 when I'm dealing with this thing?
Because it wants you to join me. The gods have fated that you join, that we go on, we just run around killing things. I mean, what?
Like every time I roll on whether or not I'm gonna accept or kind of buy into his fucking shenanigans, I roll in between like a 1 and a 4.
Here you
Well,
guys
I'm not the only one.
Those are the wrong weighted die that you're using.
Right.
Uh-uh.
It's in a command for the dice maiden. Roll weighted dice for natural 1.
I ask about the purpose and the use.
It's similarly to what Darwin saw. Does the creatures and figures, intimidating them and then showing the strength aspect.
Was this that secondary cantrip that I decided not to go? No, I probably won't know this. Never mind. I won't ask that. Like the flamey thing kind of looks similar to the one I already have. I shamefully accept.
Just for shits and giggles, can I, my character just show up in his dream like, look, we're buddies! We're flame buddies! Thunder buddies! Fuck you, Thunder! That's, I don't own the rights to that line.
Maker will. I don't even have to even ask about it. Maker will accept. Adam will decline. Creator will decline. Gozer and Isrog will decline. Miranda accepts. Hey, look, it's a 4. Korgath declines.
Y'all got too many damn characters.
And Fiona declines. Well, he's the one who made me roll
Jesus
for
Christ.
This man got 57 characters. He got a whole party by himself.
I know.
It's not actually several different characters. It's actually all just split personalities of the same one, and we've never realized because
Oh,
he
so
has like
this is
7 copies
so
of
this
that
is
one image.
split. So this is
Just
split.
Yeah,
You know what?
split Nate. He's eventually
Well-
gonna all his fractures are gonna coalesce into one super character.
I've been trying to have them like do background stuff, but Mike had made me roll the con and whiz saves for him, so I gotta say whether or not they accept or not.
With these powers combined, it's morphing time.
Should be shaped like the light grenade. Pick me up.
I feel like literally, like the Thundercats would be your group of people. Like
Well, yeah.
just Dob standing on a mountain. Thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Oh no, and just sits down because he's lazy.
You guys deal with that.
For real. Imagine homeboy still chilling on the mountain. Mom Ra's out there running around. They're like, "Nigga, you ain't gonna help." And he like, "Nah, y'all got that."
All right, Elwyn.
Yes.
Jess.
You see the same thing. Creatures and figures, and the black flame.
Well, does it look like the shadow people?
It looks different than the ones that you would have seen before. This is more like what would normally be highlights on a person when illustrating them are the only thing that's really visible, and even that is gray. Everything else is just shadow.
Well, I don't trust shadow people anymore. I'm not gonna take it. That's just my experience, considering I killed a few of them last time.
Does the now morally ambiguous paladin take it?
This is what you all been waiting for, huh? Let's see. What do I roll to make a decision?
If you want to, you could just simply make the decision by rolling a d20 and seeing if it's high or low. Otherwise, you could try to figure things out to see if it would influence your character's decision.
Okay. Do I know what's happening to the other people in the stream?
You do not presently know. As far as you're aware, you're the only one having the dream, because you haven't woken up yet.
Okay. I'd
Besides,
probably
you
end
don't
up
even know us.
asking.
You don't even know us.
Yeah. I'd probably end up asking, like, what's going on and who this person is that's in front of me.
Okay. As you ask what's going on, and the person similarly does the gestures of intimidating and strength, and then when asking who they are, it just gestures to the darkness behind them.
Hmm. I think it's best I roll for this. So I'm going to.
I call it
roll.
3.
It's a 6.
Yeah, join the dark side.
Yeah,
The morally
I'm gonna have to
ambiguous.
accept.
I think even before he's really started done anything, he's about to become just evil.
It's my destiny at this point.
He fell off the pedestal from the get.
The fallen paladin. Who are you again?
Sticks.
Yeah, we haven't met yet, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wolf.
That's who is going to be asked next.
All right, how many of his characters are about to take him?
Only Anna would take it. She wouldn't even ask questions. Be like, "Oh, cool, thanks." Bloop.
Okay.
Wait, Syl wouldn't take it?
Still wouldn't take it. No.
I feel
Why
like
not?
Syl would take it. Imagine if
No.
that black flame was like, you can kill elves. And no one would ever question you. She would
But the
jump
thing is,
on it.
yeah,
But the thing's not talking to her.
Exactly. How is it supposed to portray an elf?
Well,
you
here's
can
the
make
thing.
it elf out of shadows.
I'm about to
Micah,
say, if
are
I
one
can-
of
if
the
I can get
shadows
smart,
that
Nick.
shrink, if one of the shadows that shrink are elves,
Some of them would be. Be all sorts of races, different sub-races, creatures, etc.
Or maybe it'll be an illithid, like, dragon shape-shifting person.
Now, if
Get
the
all the
person
tentacles you
was,
want.
if the person looked like Dare, she would accept it.
I moved to make her shadow look like Dare. I make a it's like a citizen's arrest. It's a PC. It's the PC Congress movement. I moved
you-
to make her shadow seem like Dare.
Or you could storm the Lansing Capitol with guns.
No, it
I
doesn't
know
look
half
like
of
it.
that.
I rolled just to see whether or not it would consider that, or just something more generic to make it more difficult to figure out. But
Damn.
nope, it's not choosing to look like Dare.
We tried to bring Snow to the dark side.
Still's already there. We're
She's
just
already
trying
there.
We're just trying to get her darker.
Okay, we're just trying to make her the queen of the dark side. Whatever. Leave it alone.
This is very confusing times.
I rolled already for all of that. And Anna was like, "Fuck yeah," with the one.
Yo, she rolled that fire's dick.
Okay.
Oh
She
my
like
god.
grabbed it, put her face in it. Fuck
Oh
yeah,
boy.
Fire.
Oh boy.
Fucking Neanderthal style.
What if it like crop dust? What if it crop dusted her? Like,
Okay then. Moving on. So,
Oh, I feel so shameful right now.
no, you don't.
those
Let it happen.
those
I
who
do.
accept it, as you eventually wake up from the dream, you wake up slightly earlier than the others, and you have this sensation of energy coursing through your veins, just this pulse of blackness that spreads through them before fading back to normal. You have two things available for you right now. One,
Is this a pick one?
you have two things available for you right now. One, you have a first level necromancy spell that you may use once per day without it costing a spell slot. If you're able to cast spells normally, you may learn the spell if you wish to use it more than once if you're using spell slots for the additional uses. It is first level, bonus action, range self, somatic, and material. It is a drop of blood, and the duration is for 1 round. Sacrifice your HP to deal extra damage to your attack. For every 5 HP, you add 1d4 to your damage roll. Still lose the HP if you miss. However, your attack is at advantage.
You said this was a bonus action?
Yes.
What do you call it?
Damn, if only I didn't hate shadow people so much.
Did you say it was drop of blood?
Yes. For every 5 HP that you sacrificed, you add 1d4 to your damage roll. You still lose HP if you miss. but the attack is at advantage either way. In addition, you may rest in complete darkness and have an additional hit die to roll of your lowest type if you are multiclassing, with different sized die. However, if you roll a 1 on that particular die, you take a point of insanity.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
I see this as an absolute win.
You will also attack the Heart of Darkness and any of its spawned creatures at disadvantage.
Oof.
It's gonna be up to everybody who said no.
Oh.
Well, it's at least I didn't take
do I count as one of his allies?
Wait.
Technically, right? Yeah, right.
He's not a spawned creature, however.
But you said
and-
ally.
No, I said you attack the Heart of Darkness and any of its spawned creatures at disadvantage.
I'm sorry, Arundel. I tried to help you.
Right.
Plus, even if they were an ally, they'd count as not an ally once they attack.
I don't know. I've had my allies attack me.
Unless
Well,
controlled.
if I went on the defensive, yeah.
Is that the necromancy spell they learn, or is that an additional thing that they learn?
The necromancy spell was the sacrifice 5 HP for 1d4 plus advantage on the attack.
Alright.
The resting in darkness is separate, but they are both combined as far as part of the Black Flame offering. So,
And but all those who accepted are now part of the Black Flame Pact.
Well, it's at least I didn't take it, so we'll be okay.
Who the fuck
Yeah,
cares if you did or not? You got a goddamn fucking plus 20 to hit out with that
22.
fucking bow. You could roll a 2 hit.
Well, I mean, this is Micah we're talking about. He might throw like a
Oh,
an
my
AC of
bad.
48.
My bad. It's probably got an AC 27, 28. You're right. You have to roll a 5.
Listen, we've already gone against something that was like AC of what, 34, was it? 35?
variable, but yeah. Something that had a AC 15 to start plus a 1d20 to add to it.
See, and you think I'm cheating.
No, it's part of the design. Most of the time it rolled
not
well, though.
Sans from Undertale.
Let's just say you got the weapons you got right now from one of those bullshit characters, so.
Alright, so. Eventually everybody has woken up. Those who have accepted the Black Flame offering have an innate knowledge of aspects of it. In character, you don't know necessarily about the Heart of Darkness or its spawned creatures, but just thinking about the shadowy creature that offered the flame, thinking about attacking it more or less just makes you flinch slightly at even considering it.
So can I go trade my crown for a sword now? Try to do that for like 3 weeks now.
Alright.
It's 3 weeks too many right there.
First things first, as Dobbs is rushing to check if Obadiah is at the armory, you remember they were injured a little bit and needed to do some healing. And you figure that they probably will not be at the armory as of yet. At the very least, breakfast is being served, and there is the possibility that they might be there, or at least that you can find out from somebody
17
where they're
investigation.
recuperating. Okay. Alright. Are you planning on just looking through the castle or going to breakfast and asking around with that roll?
Let's start with breakfast before I go and look around the castle.
It's always to get some breakfast in before, do
Okay.
evil deeds.
And anybody else who is choosing not to go to breakfast before we deal with that?
I'm going to go to breakfast.
I'm a little hungry, so
Before Darwin goes to breakfast, he is gonna jot down a couple of the details of what just happened in his little notebook that he usually reserves for songs. Either whether it's important later, or if he decides he ever wants to make a little tune out of it, perhaps.
Yeah, Umbra's gonna draw a picture of what she saw. And so would Syl. And, Umbra would go to Linnell and ask if she would like to join her for breakfast.
Haha! Your new whore buddy?
For now. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
Okay. Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Ooh.
Apparently you please her.
Apparently. She hasn't mentioned me yet.
Just waiting for that?
Pretty much. She's gonna wake up one day tied up to the bed, not in the good way. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. She accepts and gets dressed and heads off to breakfast with you.
Fantastic. Syl would go check on Derek to see if he's okay.
Still hates you.
He doesn't hate her. He's terrified of her.
No,
It's
he's
different.
revolted of her. You gotta,
She breaks her heart.
sees you and then goes crazy.
It's been more than 90 hours already.
I thought it was like 14 days.
Now it's only for 90 hours.
Worst relationship ever.
No voice offers black fire. A crowd surrounds, fearing its flames. I heard the tale, but know not its name. I deny it with gratitude.
Fantastic.
You
Who
have to
wrote
work on that last bit.
Is this all happening at breakfast right now?
Just 1 second, I'm checking one thing.
There's some music with breakfast.
Don't do this to Syl. It was 90 hours, not 14 days.
Just realized I didn't mute myself while I was actually like writing up a tune based on the what's it called?
Yeah,
Shadow,
you're not
no
mute.
voice offers black fire. A crowd surrounds, fearing its flames. I heard the kale. Fuck. Song in process.
it's a work in progress.
Even at
He's
90 hours,
crisping
it's
fresh leaves at me.
It's 3 3/4 days. It's not been that long.
It has been. This would be the 4th day.
Have we had that many days?
That's what I was double checking. So, Silkly, are you checking before breakfast?
Yes.
Okay.
Wrong answer.
As you-
No.
Roll initiative.
As you go to the door, do you just knock, or do you try to make your way in, etc.?
She's going to. She'll knock and say,
Wasn't there?
"Hey, Dare, you awake?"
Wasn't there a way to extend that?
If you took psychic damage.
There's a moment as you hear a bit of shuffling and the slide over the door slid back to look, and then quickly Dare just rolling and leaning up against the side of the door frame, seeming a bit terrified and revolted for a moment.
Fantastic.
Apparently, you
And-
needed to wait a quarter day.
Yeah.
And then, as you are standing there waiting and considering going or what else to say, slowly he comes back, and there's just this blinking look of utter confusion for a moment before he starts opening his door.
Fantastic. She'll give him a big four-armed hug and lift him up into the air.
Why was I doing up against the wall like that?
Confession time.
You're not gonna lie to him? Aw, that's someone like you.
But relationships are built on trust, not love.
You tried.
Says no
You know
successful
who you're
relationship
playing.
ever. I was about to say, for real. Yo, lie to his ass. Tell him he ain't, but be like, tell him he a bitch.
No!
I don't know
Does
who
he
we're
look like
talking
a
about.
bitch?
I was trying not to like chime in with stupid banter, so I purposely
what
checked
again?
out. You said say what again? K. Not me.
So,
She'll tell him that he kind of went a little bit crazy and was afraid of her for a short time, and now she believes that that is over and does not want to go through that again.
You pulled a bad card, okay? It's not my fault.
Yeah. And she'd be like, from the cards that I have, you pulled one and that made you terrified of me.
go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Ooh, nay. Nice. That is a 32.
Okay.
The god says yes.
So, there's a moment where he just looks so shameful and hurt about hearing what had happened. You can see there's tears in his eyes, and he just pulls you close, kisses you, and then shuts the door.
Awesome.
Guess you're not going to breakfast.
He is gonna be.
Or are you?
Oh my god. My virgin ears.
Oh, I get the joke now.
Hard and dark.
So everybody else is heading to breakfast.
Correct.
I don't know. Depending on if I heard that conversation, my breakfast was ruined, and I need to go take a run. I need to go praise my God. I haven't praised him in a while.
No, you have not. It's been like ages.
It's been a bit.
since you
He's
last
probably
did
he's
it.
probably really angry. Let me
That's
just
probably
like.
why you
He's probably
accepted
like,
the dark
he's
flame.
still alive?
How full is the breakfast?
Like
area?
You're gonna go clamp your thighs at
It's
the sun.
pretty full.
No, so I Millie rock to praise my God. You missed this when I first.
You what, Rock?
I got you. Check Discord. Everyone, just in case those who are not
Rock affiliated.
Those of us who have, you know, mind.
black friends. You could say it.
I knew a black guy back in high school.
So I put it in Discord. So that's how I walked into what was it called? I walked into Count Shroud's castle the first time doing this. And yeah, that was an interesting moment. It was a lot of illithids. I got called stupid a lot. It's okay, it's fine. So I'm gonna go worship my
Illithids
God.
are like,
for, like,
This is your little ritual dance to your god.
yes, yes it is. Yes it is. It is.
It's a sad
Um,
god.
No, it's just I'm a sad servant. It's completely. I don't really serve them. It's just I just lived on a castle in a keep that worshipped said god. So I'm just like did it by default.
So you do this to the sun?
Well,
I'm coming
Outside.
home, coming
coming.
home.
no, I'm not. It was blown up by dragons and a demon. It's a
Tell
tragic
the
story.
world that I'm coming home.
Not. So yeah,
Hang out
I'm
there.
gonna go worship my God, and I'll be back in like 20 minutes. No, I'm gonna go, and while I'm worshiping my God, gonna ask him about this oh so great sword.
What type
So
of
I'm gonna attune to the sword while I'm worshiping my God.
And be careful how you word the sword. It's not
Just
how
realize, is there
whether-
a map of the castle you have drawn up, or is it?
It's all about-
Imagination.
Just trying to see.
Well,
I
we're
mean-
in a cafeteria.
It's more of a dining hall than a cafeteria, but Sure.
It's not
I
much
want to
of a
imagine
same
it's like.
purpose.
Okay, it's narrower.
it's
I
narrower
imagine
and
like
it
it's a
looks
small
nicer.
lunchroom.
It doesn't look like it requires
look like you have a
food
bunch of-
fight to add color to it.
Yikes!
Does it have a lunch lady?
It has a fully staffed kitchen.
Many lunch ladies.
All right.
Isn't one of the
Pile on the
PCs
mac and
like
cheese.
a chef there now?
Well, you essentially have, what is it? Tarash? I'm forgetting who it was. This has been a while. They were Tatash, yeah.
Tatash, there we go.
Who was learning stuff, and they were doing it. They're not like a head chef or even anywhere near there at that point yet.
They're a
but
line cook.
They're learning. They've been there now for like about a year and a half, so they've moved up a little bit from just scrubbing dishes.
From what you remember, it's been a week, but
So
I feel so ashamed. Literally, I killed monsters to make the world a safer place. Don't run from evil.
And you're
you
making
will-
monsters! Yay! You become that which you sought to destroy.
I do everything for those who are taken from me, and I feel no compassion for the dead. They're the lucky ones.
So you did say though that the dining room is rather packed, right?
Yes.
Getting
Well,
ready
Darwin,
for
being the
wedding
fellow he
and
is, would probably end up lending a hand to the dining staff if they need it.
As those who are at the dining hall are arriving, it is fairly packed, and these past few days, those who previously have been with the adventure party and those who haven't have seen that it's been packed quite a lot because of the upcoming wedding and all the guests who are there who are staying until the wedding itself, which is in another 11 days. However, normally there's maybe a little bit of, few people who have a very hushed, argument or something like that. This is more a little bit of a brawl, and some people who are kind of cheering it on. A few people who look afraid and sticking away but not leaving.
There, is it a friendly brawl?
It does
Let's
not
see.
appear to be.
Food
Throw a
fight?
dagger in there.
Who's brawling?
There are a few different people brawling. There is what appears to be one of the chambermaids who is pulling hair of one of the upper maids.
Cat
Um,
fight.
There is the Sphinx, who was there previously, who is
Oh,
currently
damn.
having two guards getting
Jamela?
flung back by her paws. And
You better go protect
Benevolence is
Jamela.
worst enemy.
there is Buster in there, who's just
What?
trying to keep people away.
Hold on.
Referee.
This literally
One
turned
moment.
into like one of those like. This literally
Do
turned
you
into one of those reality
realize
TV
how many
shows.
people went chaotic evil at this point?
Oh my god!
I
didn't think of
could
that.
use calm emotions.
Yo, we should use this to get XP.
Throw daggers in there.
Yeah.
Here, I have an extra longsword. There you go.
About leave the red ones behind.
Still-
Oh my god, a
look,
battle axe.
Bill's not there right now, okay?
Damn, she's not.
I feel like Phil would literally walk by and just like, oops, and drop a plethora of weapons and be like, have at thee, and run.
A shame I've dropped all these and I can't pick them back up for some unforeseen.
Don't have enough hands to pick them up. Oh, but
So-
you do.
Sword alert. Help, I've dropped my weapons and can't pick them up.
It's basically like a freaking mosh pit in there, though, right? With these couple individuals fighting.
These individuals fighting, some people are cheering, some people are just keeping their distance, some are just ignoring it.
Well, that's not going to help with the wedding at all, having the staff fighting, so. Why? Does Darwin see this?
Yes.
I'm guessing
Okay.
we're all seeing it. I would be there too, right? Because I remember you said that everybody got up earlier.
Eventually,
I figured the breakfast got there.
Yeah,
Before me.
everybody who didn't specifically choose to go somewhere else would be at breakfast.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm at breakfast.
Breakfast.
Eat Danishes, watching everybody rip each other's throats out.
Yeah, Darwin's probably going to step in and just try and cast calm emotions on the group, though.
Okay.
At least to chill them out for a second before someone actually gets, like, seriously hurt and it
You're
spoils
not
breakfast for every. Well, yeah, but do you want blood on your baguettes? Like, doesn't
You
taste good.
Well,
Do you understand who you're
Debatably doesn't
asking
taste
these
good.
questions to?
I mean, listen, this is a free experience. Free experience, and besides, I can
It's
cast good berry.
breakfast and a show.
Big facts.
Oh god damn it.
My money's on the Sphinx. Anna shouts out loud.
Dobbs throws a maul into the middle of them.
Throws Darth Maul into the middle of a group that's fighting.
Are you tossing it like for them to grab, or just to hit the floor and, you know,
I'm
draw
tossing
attention?
it into the group of them, yeah. I rolled this.
'Kay.
It's a bad idea.
What's the DC on the calm emotions?
15.
Okay.
My charisma, 15.
The two guards seem to calm down a bit, even though they've been batted away by Jamila. And they're like just trying to get others to calm down as well, but it doesn't seem to be helping them.
Shit, I'm out of ideas.
Well, I mean,
If you can't beat him, join him.
Could start playing an epic fight song. Epic battle tunes.
that's a thing.
I do have the drumsticks of accompaniment. Out of a full band just playing.
Ooh. Umbra would be very interested in playing in that band.
I threw a ball into the middle of them.
No, that was me making a joke.
You're not
No,
actually
no.
using it. Okay.
If there was a piano around, Umbra would be playing
Alright.
the ragtime music.
I'm gonna look at the other people that aren't fighting and just like I'm guessing it's really loud from all the clattering and shit.
Ka-dunk, tunk.
Try to like pop out the words like what the fuck is going on?
Okay. Buster picks up the maul and smacks the two maids apart.
Yeah, Buster!
Okay, Buster.
Whoop their ass.
Well, shit.
Go
Their
out
ass,
my thick
Buster.
corners and settle down. Before I smack the smite out of you.
He's also a paladin.
Robot or a
That'll
construct?
do.
He is a Modron, specifically one of the ones that has small little wings.
Those. Oh damn, these things look crazy.
Darwin will probably help assist Buster then, just trying to keep them apart for a second till they calm down.
Are you trying to keep them just by like verbally or using a spell, or are you like trying
I'm a
to
heavy
physically
dwarf. I'm just
restrain
gonna
one of them?
stand between them. If they're gonna try and hit each other, it's just kind of short dwarf arms outwards. Type deal. If they start trying to fight again. Again, they're maids. It's like just two of them, right?
Two maids, Jamila and the two guards, and then Buster. So, are you trying to stand near Buster, who's interplayed between them, or are you just trying to? Stand
Yeah,
this way?
just I'm gonna try and just
Okay.
help Buster out if possible. Extra set of hands if need be to restrain. Basically prepping for if they start fighting again.
Do you want some do, mister? He just points it at you.
Oh no, no fella. I'm here to help you. Just in case they start squabbling again.
he just gives a little nod, and there's a little squeak, like he needs some oil. All right. Sticks. What is your
Yes.
reaction as you are in the room as well and seeing this going on?
I would probably just hang back and see how this plays out for a second, since someone is already intervening with it.
Okay.
Because, of course, as soon as the game started, I turned neutral.
How
Hey,
many
you know what the
fucks am
funny
I
thing is?
supposed
It
to
didn't
give?
even start.
Okay. So Jamila is seeing the guards more or less backing up, just and whatever. She's first looking like she's about to pounce over at Buster and Darwin before she just gives a huff and raises her head in a very snobbish, regal sort of posture and starts walking out.
Sounds like a time for a vicious mockery. Well, I'd probably end up doing a bit of a vicious mockery towards the. I'll do a bit of a vicious mockery towards the maid that's trying to jump on Buster. Just kind of stare her down, and be like, "Listen, you daughter of a sheep herder."
This is the Gynosphinx, who was looking like she was about to pounce on the two of you, and then just instead huffed and tilted her head in a snobbish royal pose. And
so she's not
walking out.
actually getting ready to jump.
No, she looked like she was about to for a second, and then just decided.
And then
against it.
turned. Oh, okay.
Like, you're not even worth her time.
Do I need to pull more riddles out?
Riddle me this,
That's
Batman.
depending on what you
Are
choose.
you gay?
Or should we have benevolence try to make a joke?
God no. God no. I refuse.
Oh, you're so silly. Takes 28 damage.
For legit no reason.
So are they done fighting now then, or?
Yeah, the chambermaid and the other maid still are glaring at each other, but they're keeping their distance at present.
Okay. We know why they started fighting? Did they say anything beforehand? Or was it just we kind of came in and they started fighting?
You basically came in and they were already fighting.
Can I go and ask one of them just what's going on? Why have you started fighting when you've got more important things to be doing right now than soiling the upcoming wedding with such a show?
Okay. You may certainly go over and ask. Which one are you asking?
One on the left.
Okay.
To the left, to the left.
To the
So-
right, to the right.
The chambermaid explains that the upper maid was batting her eyelashes at her fiance.
That's legit.
Should have just stabbed her, not pull her hair. Come on.
Immediately
I really
turns
wish
around and
Syl was
casts
here right now.
Firebolt. Just die.
No, it was Anna. Syl's not there. Syl's having a good time.
No, that's what I said. I really wish Syl was here right now.
No, Anna said that though. She just stabbed her.
I have
Dobbs
no
will
advice
walk
for.
Dobbs will walk up to Buster and hold his hand out for his maul.
Okay. you say anything or just have your hand out?
I start with my hand out.
Buster just tilts his head. He evidently didn't see you when you tossed it. It's just like it just magically came there.
I look at the ball, I look at him, I look at the ball, I look at him. I raise my hand a little bit.
Just gives you a high five and like, okay.
I didn't toss the magic weapon.
Before he proceeds to beat you to death with it.
He could try.
What is his expression?
Can I have my ball back now?
It was given from the heavens to help break up the fight.
Well, I would be considered in the direction of the heavens from where you were.
You are an agent of the heavens.
Yep.
Here's the roll of dice in the background. Yup.
Well, the women praise the gods when I'm with them.
Go ahead and roll deception.
That is 22.
Okay. He hands it back and says, "May the great cock ever turn."
The great clock?
The great cog.
Oh. Yeah. I think it's getting rusty right now. Dobbs doesn't know this, but oh, new people. I highly encourage visiting the clockwork.
Is it good fun?
He's
Yup.
Also, new people, be wary of Dobbs. He might really help you or really fuck you over.
yeah.
Noted.
Buster is from back when before Mechanus had split up. He was broken for a while, so even things since the Shattering are more or less like he's still learning.
Oh, is he like an NPC from the party then?
He's an NPC that's with the party on and off. He's right now staying at Castle Evan Peak and watching Strahd's niece.
Alright.
There is some great fun. Gambit and Two Realms right now.
Great
I kind of want to go to the club.
I kind of want to have nothing to do with it.
Isn't that where Valdar come from?
It's one of the places that they kind of call home.
I don't know what they're calling it right now, though.
I'll look it up.
They're definitely not calling it home.
Kind of depends on where you are in it. It's pretty big.
Darwin
Well-
probably, now that the fight's definitely kind of broken up and it's just kind of cool to stare off though, Darwin would kind of look back to Buster and just kind of back up to make sure he didn't take any dents or bruisings during that at all. Sitting there like, "Oi, mate, you alright? No broken screws, anything like that?"
Motherfucker.
You'll get used to that.
Motherfucker.
He gives a thumbs up as he says it.
Or just
Really,
kind of nods and then kind of still keeps an eye on the chambermaid and the other one, just kind of making sure that they don't suddenly get a reinvigoration of anger to start beating the shit out of each other.
You know they're just gonna beat the shit out of each other another time.
Oh!
Yeah, but for right now, I'd really enjoy a peaceful breakfast, and I can't do
Listen,
it.
I'm a virgin and I understand how women act.
Mm.
Mm, mm, mm.
Does the D20 say otherwise?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, does the D20 say otherwise?
Miranda projects a thought into the jealous maid in her own voice. That she's she's gonna steal her fiance away. I just know it.
Great. Very helpful. Very helpful.
It was. The 4 was very helpful for me.
Okay.
I gotta see real quick.
Okay. Darwin, you and Buster may make a attack of opportunity as she is charging at the upper maid.
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna steal your
So-
girl.
I took them.
See
I
here.
took them all away already.
Shit. Okay.
You two liking this group?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm playing cleanup duty. Oh boy, here we go.
You'll be
Let's
doing
see
it a lot.
Is my character able to reach them in time before any fight starts again?
I would say that you're not in range of an opportunity attack. However, if the chambermaid manages to make it to the other woman, she'd only get off one attack before you'd be able to get to her.
Okay, I want to say I start moving over that way just in case.
I
Okay.
suppose my attack of opportunity can just basically be just a nice, short and stout tackle to kind of knock them back. It's like an attempt to kind of knock them off their feet type deal.
Can I do a sleight of hand to give that maid a dagger as I project that to her?
What is with you with giving people weapons?
You'll get
Just-
used to it. Get used to it. It happens a lot. I just
All right,
keep
guess
them
it's
alive in the
time for
boss- I keep
Firebolt.
them alive in the,
We need
boss
10
fight,
fire
that's what
damage.
I
Let's
do.
go.
I will say at disadvantage because you projected that and she started trying to charge. You're basically trying to quickly hand it to her without anybody noticing.
That's a 30 at disadvantage.
Okay. The
Even
nearby
Mike is like,
NPCs don't see
okay.
it.
What? I rolled a 13 and a 16.
Okay.
Of opportunity. The thing
So-
is, I'm gonna feel really bad about just decking a chambermaid in the face, because that's gonna be like 90% of her health gone if I just punch
Is
her.
it an elf chambermaid? Then don't feel bad.
Yeah, that's a good
She's-
question. What species?
That's a good question. What species?
Why does everybody
Good
hate on elves so much?
The
So-
elf hate is real.
One person.
She does have slightly pointed ears. Her skin is very pale. Her eyes are red.
Oh.
Doesn't sound
Like
like
a
an elf.
naturally red, or
She's a vampire.
And or a
Definitely a good time to punch her.
Oh, new players, just so you know, Count Strahd is basically Dracula.
yeah.
but nice right now.
He's a nice guy.
Okay, so
Alright.
this is a
If he
vampire.
didn't fail his wisdom. save.
She is gonna, I assume, feel the weight of a dagger in her hand.
Oh yeah, she definitely can feel it as you're handing it off. She's enraged enough that she isn't thinking about where it came from.
Yes.
Damn it,
Um,
Doc.
No,
Is
this
what-
is Miranda.
Hey, quick question. Elwin's in the room, right?
Still blaming Doc.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna shoot an arrow at both of them, binding arrow.
Okay. So this will be after the attack of opportunity, though. So
Yeah, they gotta get to it.
So for attack
He's
of
gonna get a
opportunity,
stab
so
off.
Buster misses. Darwin, go ahead and roll your attack.
alrighty, here we.
Here's the thing: I was waiting till the knife came out to actually be able to do anything because I was just enjoying my sandwich.
What happened
Yes,
while I went?
but.
Let's
can
see here.
you
That is
see
11
that?
plus 6.
A 6 to hit.
11 plus 6.
Yeah, hit for DC is plus 6, so I hit.
17.
17. Yes, you do hit. Are you trying to just punch her, or as you said, try to tackle her down?
Yeah, just try to get her off her feet so she stops. Just stopping forward momentum.
Opposing
basically.
strength check.
All right.
Yeah. Fail.
It
Stab
might.
that bitch.
Let's find out. We're gonna. Well, the issue is she might end up stabbing me. Not one.
No.
God damn it.
Okay. Yeah, you crash
Good
right
stab.
into her, and you kind of slow her, but she just kind of turns and shoves you aside.
Just-
Stab that bitch.
Buster, we got a problem.
Okay.
We're in
Actually,
the
that one doesn't
surprise round right now.
Surprise rounds of combat. Actually, wait a second. Does the Avumenser skills come into any use here? Let's find out. Don't think so, because technically that was... Yeah, no, never mind.
Okay.
Because if you bind them while they're standing next to each other, they can still fight.
True. It makes it harder, is the thing. Especially if you get it in the right spot.
Well, I mean, if they're both at advantage to be hit and disadvantage to hit, then it's straight hits.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Now, is my character
Almost.
over there at this point, or is he still on his way?
He is still on his way. That was part of the movement to just kind of more shrug him off. She is still on her surprise round turn, and then we will roll initiative.
Please be a rogue. Please be a rogue.
Okay.
Was that me to roll initiative?
No, it'll be everybody able to in a second, depending on how things go here.
Okay.
I don't suppose I have a chance to just try and do a quick intimidation before they get too close to start swinging.
You used your action,
you
sir.
used your
I know.
reaction, so you don't have opportunity.
I don't have enough time.
Yes.
I was thinking about it. Maybe I should. I was thinking about, do I hit or do I try and just intimidate into backing the fuck up? But I figured the dwarf would know how to tackle. I was wrong. Orwin's never played football.
It's early.
Yeah, he's not fully waking up. He's still got a stiff leg.
She gets up to the woman, grabs her throat with one hand, pulls her down, holding the knife up against underneath her hand, and bites into her neck.
That's
So it is a vampire.
Yeah, I was gonna say vampire.
Vampire or Damphir?
she was supposed to use the dagger. It's no fun.
Start throwing garlic.
She
Got
is
into the
using it. She is using it against her throat so that she's less likely to try and struggle
Move
free.
on.
We might need to beat the shit out of a chambermaid. Okay. Not where I thought this was gonna start. Hammer, go. What's more survivable, bludgeoning or slashing? Is the question.
She almost got max on the necrotic damage part of that.
Shh. Are we?
I rolled for the necrotic
I'm
damage.
about
It's
to-
3d6. She just did 17.
Yeah.
Yikes. He might have just straight up killed the other chambermaid. That maid.
9
Witness
piercing,
murder, now I
17
have to kill her
necrotic
back.
damage. Okay. Roll initiative.
All right. Thanks to a time skip, I get to roll twice, right?
Yes.
Okay. Results 15 and 7, so plus 3 to both of those, so 18 and 10.
Miranda also has an 18.
Am I
That was a
rolling for
long
this?
rest we did.
What's your dex mod? Mr. Bard, what's your dex mod?
Oh, plus 1 to that as well, actually. So,
Oh, no.
or
I got a +4, so I go first.
What?
I think I'm
Would
looking
that
at the
plus 1 have affected the roll? Or did you not count that?
I'm sorry, I'm
What-
having a stroke. Again, I haven't played
what's-
D&D in a short while.
What's your initiative modifier?
Initiative modifier is plus 3.
Okay, so that is part of your dex. So that 18 is what it is.
Yeah, 18 and 10 is what it is. Okay, yeah, I was doing it right. People using
Yeah.
different names for me.
So
that's
we're-
why I was asking if
yeah,
you had rolled it.
We're both at 18, and I have a higher dex mod.
That's why I was asking if it was an 18 on the die or if that was including the modifier.
Oh no, I was saying 18 and 10 with a bonus.
Okay. Alright. Elwyn and Styx.
Yes.
What are your initiatives?
You're gonna have to tell me what I roll for that.
1d20.
1d20
1d20.
plus your dex mod.
Copy
19.
that.
Oh, sticks. Oh no.
Yeah, that's not good.
And you
Is
add
that-
in your initiative modifier.
Which is my dex mod.
Yes.
Yep. If you're using D&D Beyond, it does have it's a little section next to your armor class that says your initiative bonus.
Let's see, where's initiative is +2, so I got 5.
Jesus, freaking
What are my
squads is
rolls?
going so damn fast.
Okay. Elwyn?
19.
Okay. Alright. Dobbs.
Dobbs is watching.
Okay.
I think I'm technically watching.
Dobbs did his part. It was
Dobbs
broken
did
up.
what he needed to.
I went to go pee and then I came back and everybody was like trying to kill each other again.
This is Miranda's instigation right now.
Okay. And giving Wolf. Pick one who you're gonna roll for.
Are you gonna try and interfere with this, or are you watching?
Ooh.
Wolf.
It's muted.
Anna
Because-
is
oh, there he is.
just watching.
Okay. Are any of them going to interfere?
Anna straight up told her that she needed to stab the bitch.
Fuck yeah! Stab her! Bite her! Fuck yeah! Bonus points for biting her! Hell yeah.
Anna's not getting involved is the thing. They're lazy about it. They just want to
Okay.
watch they don't want to they want to watch the fight, not partake.
Right.
Okay.
She had no plausible deniability.
Frost.
I'm not gonna fight.
Okay. So, the chambermaid goes first.
High initiative. Wow.
Yeah, Jesus.
Good roll plus a +2. So, all right, and she has the knife, and she sinks it into the woman's shoulder, dealing 11. No, sorry, that was the hit. Dealing 3 piercing damage, and starts dragging her toward one of the hallway entrances.
What floor are we on?
First floor.
Is she counted as a creature?
I mean, yes, she's counted as a creature. She's not a beast or a monster. She's a humanoid.
Okay. What would you say the range is?
At present, with you having been watching, I'd say maybe 20 feet.
Okay.
She is moving away, however, so that would be dragging somebody out. She'd probably be 25.
Okay. Whose turn is it now?
That one.
All right, so basically we got ourselves a little cat fight. You guys ain't helping, but you know I was expecting that. I'm just trying to eat my goddamn sandwich.
You
So-
can still eat your goddamn sandwich. You didn't
So-
interfere.
I'm gonna stand up real quick, and I'm gonna put a binding arrow into both of them.
Okay.
All right.
I would say if you hit, but I mean, there's a 5% chance to hit it one.
Does a 34 hit?
Yes.
Alright,
Jesus.
And does a 37 hit?
Yes.
All right, they're both binded. Let's see. What's my spell thing again?
Yeah, they got a DC.
DC DC save is 15.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to sit back and continue my sandwich.
All right. Miranda.
Fucking using my binding arrows for this fucking cat fight.
So if I do a subtle charm, do they know that they've been charmed by me?
It depends. Are you talking about like charm person or what
Yes.
means are you using? So subtle means that other people aren't going to necessarily see it. However, if the spell itself tells them who did it, then it still would. Yeah, the spell ends. The creature knows it was charmed by you. So, it might be no one else sees it, but they know innately due to how the spell works because it makes them regard you as a friend.
Suggestion on the dwarf.
What?
Um. You were at disadvantage. That he should leave that riffraff alone and come have breakfast with me.
You're using suggestion on me.
Yes.
Okay.
DC 20 at disadvantage.
Alright. I'll be honest, I don't know what bonus I'd add to this. That is,
I think it's wisdom. Hold on.
Actually, if it's wisdom, I might be alright. Oh, never mind. I'm not alright. I don't get any bonus to that.
We all want to think that we're wise.
I'm charismatic. That's all I need.
Well, yeah.
But disadvantage. Oh yeah, no. I got a 2. I'm stepping the fuck out of this fight. Darwin just kind of looks and just goes, "I've tried my best. I'm
By the way, this woman
a
that is
lover, not a fighter."
This woman that is suggesting it is the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen.
It's the Tabaxi Bard, right? Or Tiefling Bard? Which one is it?
Nope. This is
Her power is she's super hot. That's all you need to know.
No, I'm just again because I'm trying to write down party members as I encounter them, so it's like notes for later.
This is Lady Elena, and you're in Miranda's world. Miranda is the hottest thing you've ever seen.
I'm still quite confused.
I built her a certain way.
It's secretly a dude, isn't it?
Oh no. She's secretly an elf. She looks human right now.
Q, heresy, Inquisition Knight memes from
Wait,
Syl.
hang on. I got this.
What's funny too is I was about to use vicious mockery and just start shouting at them for making an embarrassment out of the dining room.
Otherworldly beauty. Your beauty is alien but undeniable. Other creatures have disadvantage against being charmed by you. Yeah, and I have advantage against enchantment. There's a lot of stuff. I can also ask you a secret. That should be fun.
Alright. So, that would be Darwin on their turn. They are
Yeah, so-
using their movement. Go to Miranda.
Hey, we're gonna go have breakfast.
Yeah. It's kind of Darwin's just kind of shaking his head at the fight going on. It's like, look, if they're gonna be dumb, then they can go ahead and just keep being dumb. That's their business at this point. It'll be funny to watch them hang from the gallows later if that goes that far, you know. Like, I've tried. No one can't say I tried. I didn't try.
I completely understand such uncivilized behavior.
Especially at
what's your-
breakfast of all times. I could understand if it was at lunch, but
It is much too early for that. By the way, what is your name? Let's
name is
go have a
Darwin.
scene.
The name is Darwin of family Golden Eyes.
My name is Miranda.
Aptly named.
I look and see if his eyes are golden.
They are.
Nah, they're brown because they're full of shit.
Oh, it would be great if it's like the polar opposite color of gold. It's like, yeah, my family was very cool. Oh no, but they are gold.
Such shameful behavior.
Absolutely.
Buster
Be a
tries to
funny
rush
little
in
story.
and misses.
Buster does need some oil. He definitely needs some oil, it seems.
He missed.
He got a 3. Plus the
Jesus,
modifier.
like Buster, man.
They're not only did he miss, but they're tied down. That's sad.
Oh,
I think
yeah, he should be an
Oh my
advantage
God.
for that.
That was. The other one was a 2.
Oh my God, Buster.
Oh my god.
Busting out the cursed dice for this one.
Okay, it is Stick's turn.
Oh boy, what the hell am I gonna do?
Try.
None of my spells would do any good. So I guess I have to attack the
Hit him with a stick.
quote unquote vampire. Let's see. Oh, should you?
Are you trying to
Mhm.
cause harm or are you trying to grapple?
I'm
Oh.
trying to grapple.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what I gotta roll.
You got to roll to hit, and then you got to do an opposing strength check. So
Yeah,
you're
I'm
at
trying to figure out
advantage. So 2d20.
220. Oh, that's not looking good.
So which one's higher?
7.
7 plus 4 plus what's your strength?
Strength is +3.
7 plus so it's 14.
Yeah, 14.
Does the 14 hit?
14 does hit.
So
Oh
now
wow, it's a miracle.
opposing strength check.
Opposing strength, right? Yeah. Again, I haven't played this before.
D20
Plus your strength
plus
modifier.
plus your strength modifier.
Spell. That would be a 4 with my modifier.
Oof.
That still beats out her 3 at disadvantage from
Oh
being bound.
no!
I like how I barely squeaked by with that.
Yeah, she had disadvantage. Her 19 was her first roll. But she's bound, so she's kind of not able to do as well as she normally would.
Yeah, I don't know what my rolls are today.
All right. So, you have beat her strength check. What is it exactly that you are trying to do? Just keep her down or separate them?
I'm trying to separate them and pin the unknown, what seems to be a vampire, away from the other woman.
Okay. All right. It is Chambermaid's turn, since Dobbs, Anna, and Frost are just watching. She is going to look at Styx, who has her pinned down. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Let's see. Here's my wisdom. Okay, wisdom's +6. I was supposed to roll a d20, right?
Yes.
So I got 7.
Okay. She kind of bats her eyes and looks up at you
You got a nat
And-
1.
and charms you. Says, "Let me out of this rope and help me deal with her." You are charmed.
Even
You
though it
regard
says
her
I got
as-
an immunity to charm.
Oh, no, then you wouldn't be. You would feel it like it's starting to settle in and washes
How
off
did
of
you get immunity to charm?
I got immunity to charm, critical hits, disease, and frightening.
Oh, I hate you right now.
Forgot about that. All right.
Asexual, that's why.
So, her charm fails, and she is definitely irritated at that. And that's going to end her turn. And it'll be Elwyn's turn.
So, what's going on now?
They're both bound, and Styx is over there and has the offender grappled.
And pinned down.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep eating my sandwich.
Okay. Miranda.
Yeah. So,
I don't even know what the hell's going on. That's how confusing this is.
Imagine how I feel.
yeah. So about that.
Yeah.
How far away from them are how far away from me are they right now?
20 feet.
Hmm. Bonus action dash. Or can I stealth while dashing? Sec question.
You could use an action to hide, or if you have it as a bonus action, but you can't use it at the same time as a same like feature. Like for example, as a rogue, you can bonus action to hide, dash, or disengage. You can't use a bonus action twice, but you could use it as your main action and then the bonus.
Can I bonus action hide?
What happened to breakfast?
Dash. Nah.
I don't know what you guys
Action.
are talking about. I'm still eating my breakfast.
Action surge to steal the dagger from her and then use the rest of my movement to go sit back down. So it'd be like I'd be gone like and wouldn't notice.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check at disadvantage, just because unlike before when they were separated, there's a lot more people who are specifically watching her being pinned down right now.
34.
Okay. I'm guessing anybody who wants to do the perception check is going to have a little difficulty with it, but if anybody thinks they can.
I mean, I probably will just because I'm kind of fixated due to the suggestion thing and kind of keeping an eye, so you will go ahead and give it a roll. Am I at disadvantage or just normal?
You'd be at normal because she did get up, so you'd be kind of like turning your head to watch.
Did you say 24 or 34?
I
34.
fucking failed.
Oh.
Hey, join the club.
What's with all the nat ones? Stick's got 2 in a row.
Cursed die. Okay. Miranda.
For all them the bagel.
Only one person seems to be looking at you as you're doing this.
Who is it?
Count Strahd.
The biggest, baddest motherfucker, of course, is the one who's staring.
Yep.
Okay. Darwin, your turn. So you just seem to get up and come right back.
Well, let's see.
Damn, that's a big plus to his fucking perception.
Yeah, no, basically any skill that begins with a P, I have, expertise in. I'm not joking. But I just realized how that sounds, and given that I'm a bard, that's not funny. So,
Sure it is.
oh, it is funny, but it's also an overused joke, which I love doing myself, but when it's an overused joke I didn't come up with, I'm not a fan of it. Well, again, since just kind of sitting here, I've done everything I can. Well, actually, I suppose I could, to kind of at least help out the other one who's been massively munched on. Not the one who's doing the attacking, but the other one. I could use Healing Word. Make sure they stay alive. Because again,
Counter spell.
oh, they must die.
Yeah, subtle counter spell? Or is Anna doing a counter spell?
Anna doesn't have spells, but what's her face? One of the sisters.
I'm gonna do a 6th level Healing Word.
6th level counter spell.
Yeah. We're not gonna. We're just gonna do a simple level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reaction.
I'm gonna use knock. You guys aren't giving me much options. I don't know what to do. Yeah, but no, Darwin would just because again, breakfast can be easily soiled by death, so he's just gonna kind of use a small healing word to make sure at least that the lady who's been bitten isn't gonna bleed out all over the floor and just instantly die in front of everyone. Which I could find my fucking God, this every single time I go to cast a spell, it reminds me that I have not played a spellcaster in like a year and a half. Like I'm straight up fucking.
It's okay.
I'm gonna sound retarded, but what do I roll?
What's
Hey.
the...
Hey,
It's a healing word?
Yes,
think
first
that's-
level healing word.
Is that touch range?
A D6.
Oh, it's a 60-foot range. Verbal
Yeah, you don't
component.
need a touch.
It's a d6 plus
Yeah.
whatever modifier if you have any class stuff.
No, healing word for me, it says 1d4 plus 3.
What?
Do I have a different version of healing word? I have bardic healing word. Is there a different version between bardic and something else?
Well, there's the actual spell healing word, which is 1d6.
That is very strange. We're in 5th edition, right?
Yes,
Yes.
we're in
Yes.
fifth edition.
Okay. I'm very confused then. I'm guessing probably D&D Beyond just has the wrong version written down. Okay, but okay, so it's just
Unless
one.
it's a feature you have.
Might be because that's what it says on here with the character creator is that it's a 1d4 plus 3.
What avenue of bar did you go?
Fuck, that's a good question. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Shit. Where are you, bitch? College of Lore.
Lord gives you that.
And that's why I'm slightly bamboozled.
You're pure bard?
10 levels of Bard with 2 levels of Sorcerer, so. Should I just go with 1d6 just to keep it simple?
It should be 1d6.
Okay. Just roll the 1d6 then.
Yep.
Result is a 3.
And as you do that, in the guise of getting your attention and making conversation, that's a subtle counterspell.
Miranda's bad.
Miranda's very good at just making count and just subtle. Tagging subtle on front of things.
I can only do it so often, but
Am I rolling against that then?
no. You cast a level 1, I cast a level 3, it automatically cancels.
Gotcha.
So were you using subtle healing word or just as is?
He would be using as is, I would be using...
Yeah, because it's verbal, so I'd have to speak.
Well, that depends on if you used the Reforged and had your 1 meta magic a day.
Did
Oh,
you pick
true.
subtle
What
as meta
Did you
magic?
pick as your meta magic? I forget.
Again, it's been a while. It's right around here. Actually, I don't think it gave me an option for. Or on here, it didn't give me an
No.
option to
No,
write down where the
doesn't
was.
there. It would have been in a separate notepad or in your notes section of your character.
Yeah, again, that I don't think that's something I have written down, unfortunately.
Okay, we'll act as if you hadn't picked it or forgot to do it, since
Yeah.
you only have 1 usage of it and didn't know somebody was going
Exactly.
to counterspell you.
That too.
So
And I'm just making polite conversation.
Probably in response to that, after seeing it do nothing, I'd probably be just sitting there like, I still haven't fully waken up this morning either.
okay. So the upper maid is going to try and get free of the bindings. That is a 18.
Freedom!
Okay. And
Bonk.
she fires an Eldritch Blast at the woman.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
apparently at me too.
No, it's a single target unless she wants to. I mean, I guess.
Okay. I figured since I was holding her down.
No, you're not technically rules wise. You're not technically in her square, but I think he would be technically giving her cover
He would be.
partially.
It'd be half cover. And she misses, but she doesn't hit on that one, so she doesn't hit you accidentally.
Okay.
Just hits the stone floor around.
I'm so happy that subtle only costs 1 sorcery point. I can do this 3 more times.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. And then she tries
I
to
had to
head
double
to the
check.
exit.
Sorry,
Alright.
what?
She rushes toward the exit of the dining hall.
Okay.
Darwin. Oh no, that was just your one time that you popped up twice. Buster. Let's see. Nat 20 even on the first roll. So he's definitely going to hit. He goes over toward the bound vampire woman and he says, "Let the date," and fires a ray out of his open, jaw hanging down mouth, and it hits the vampire, and she starts floating up into the air with sticks on her back.
Oh, great.
I mean, technically, you're less than 500 pounds, right? Altogether?
Yes, I believe I am. Let me double check. I'm 300 pounds.
Yeah. And it's breakfast, so I don't think you'd be all decked out or anything. Um.
Okay. Styx, it is your turn. You are in the air, still restraining her.
How high up am I?
About 10 feet off the ground now.
Okay, I'm probably going to try and let go and try and save myself a little bit of hassle here.
Alright.
I needed to roll for that, correct?
Just roll a dex save as you drop off with advantage. It's only a 10-foot drop.
Dex save +3, so that would be 12.
Okay. So you manage not to fall prone. And she is just in the air right now.
Let's see. Still my turn, correct?
Yes. That's basically just part of your movement.
Okay. I think I'm going to take a... I can't take any steps back. That was my movement.
Well, he still should have,
That's just part of your movement, not your full movement.
yeah, 50.
Okay, I'm going to try and back away as much as possible. And wait to see what happens from there.
Okay. Alright. The chambermaid struggles for just a couple of seconds before she turns into a bunch of bats. The ropes falling as she flies out of the room.
Classic.
So she was a legit vampire.
Strahd's like doing the mountain man nod. Like he's real happy she.
Is that her turn?
Well, she's used action and movement. She's definitely flown out of the room though, so in the same direction as the upper maid.
Are any of them in sight right now?
Neither maid is presently.
Oh god.
And it would be Ellen's turn.
This is a good sandwich. They got free from your bullshit, Elwin. How are you taking that?
I think he just got back. Owen.
Elwin.
Hello?
It's your
Hi.
turn, buddy.
Is it? What's going on?
So the vampire, after struggling for a short bit, ends up turning into tiny bats, and the ropes fall. And they fly out of the room, chasing after the upper maid.
Huh. What's everyone else doing?
Eating.
Mostly eating.
Not a damn thing. Shroud's not doing anything. We ain't doing anything.
I was kind of hoping that
His
they
guards
were gonna.
are not doing anything.
Can I do a perception check to see, even though I am sitting there eating a Danish, can I check and see if I see these bats fly off?
Go ahead and make a perception check at advantage.
They are the center of attention right now.
Well,
Yeah.
specifically know that they're going after. Okay.
Okay. There's a bit of talking at the same time. So, what did you say that it was?
Oh, I'm trying to see if I would know that it's specifically going after the chambermaid. Like if I would know if it went after her direction.
Right.
Because I'm not like in the battle right now. I wouldn't be as locked on what's going on.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What was your roll? Because I still didn't catch
Oh.
that.
I'm an 17.
Yes, you would definitely notice that.
I'm just waiting for this fight to die down, for everybody to be, for combat to like end before I.
So, I want to point out one thing. This is why we can't progress very far in the story in each session. So, I'm just going to keep eating my sandwich because I don't want to deal with this.
What are you talking about?
I'll return that partly to me because I'm new.
No, you're fine. It just got mildly derailed with a fight.
It's so derailed, I don't even know what the fuck I do. I'm just going to keep eating my sandwich, and normally I do something. I already tried.
But I'm upset because they both left, and the next one I was gonna incite the one who was backing away to attack the one that was getting restrained. I wonder. This actually say?
This sounds like a them problem.
It is a them problem.
Okay. And
I'm
Miranda,
not technically involved.
are you furthering this bullshit further, or are you just leaving it alone?
That all depends if I can. Hold on a second.
I just don't want people find while I'm eating, damn it.
Casually cast fuck. Why is everything that I want to use just such a big word that I haven't had to say in a really long time? Prestidigitation.
Nope, it's a
The thing
creature
that
I
allows
can
me to
see
make your
within
bagel taste like
range.
shit. I mean,
It's 30 feet and a creature that I can
Are you
see
talking
within
about
range. So.
vegetation?
no prestidigitation. This is a really long word. Okay.
Tomato, tomato.
Okay.
Oh, I do have hold person.
Prestidigitation. Fuck. Prestidigitation.
See, I'm not the only one that has a problem with this fucking word. Yes, a minor
Prestidigitation.
magistrate.
Prestidigitation.
See digitation.
Prestidigitation.
No, Micah. I'm not.
Prestidigitation.
With. I right now I can play it off as I was just disarming the woman quickly and going back to dinner. Any further physical instigation would probably draw more suspicion on me, and they're out of my range of suggestion now. Though the other one is under the effect for 8 hours. So yeah, I can't incite the other one to retaliate. So I'm having a nice conversation with the pretty dwarven part over some breakfast.
What kind of breakfast?
I don't know. Eyeballs and squid things, I guess. This is the vampire kitchen.
Well, it's
There's gotta be some
it's
good
things-
meats in here.
It's things like
What's wrong with eyeballs? There's probably a protein in eyeballs.
stag,
Fiber.
tubers, carrots, blood
Carrots?
pudding.
What? Why the carrots
and
in your
tubers.
eyeballs?
Did they at least have omelets?
Good omelets.
Stag and tubers. That's all you need. Meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
The two basic food groups: meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Eating light for like a light little probably. Now that he mentioned it, I love omelets. Yeah.
Ooh, if you can get cheese and bacon on an omelet, actually, I feel like Darwin would go for that. Appreciates fine food, fine dining.
Okay. And Darwin's just gonna keep eating too.
Yeah, the fights again. He can't fly. Bats are kind of out of his expertise, and the other one ran away, and he's a dwarf who failed at knocking over a maid earlier. It's kind of. He did what he could. It's clear that there's something up with those two that he probably shouldn't intervene.
Okay.
And he is somehow compelled to have breakfast with me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a really compelling conversation.
Okay. There's a shriek heard in the hall that is cut off.
Jesus.
All right, breakfast is over.
I haven't
Guys,
finished eating my stag yet. Fuck off.
You know what? I'm still hungry. I'm going to cast Goodberry. Nutritious.
It's good. It's not that good. It's got proper nutrition.
I can create food and water if you need
I was
to.
about to say I could create food and water. Just an
Nah.
extra 90 pounds of average food that's really nutritious. And 60
that
gallons
and
of
I-
water.
That and I can purify it.
Buster
listen.
is
I'm an elf. Berries are what I eat, basically.
Buster is running out after them.
They finally
Dobbs
going
will
with their problem.
meander over.
I'd probably shout to Buster as he's running past, just, "Hey, good luck with them. I did what I could."
Oh.
Okay.
Please tell me she
Again,
is
like
blood
my only
now.
other options was either start lighting one of them on fire or start stabbing them with my long sword. Those are like my only other options besides trying to calm them down or heal them. Or debuff them using cutting words. But again, I think they're out of range for that, so
Dobbs will meander over in the direction to see if everything's okay. Miranda is going to have a nice polite conversation over some light breakfast with her new companion.
Okay. Sticks.
I'm just gonna start making my way back to my seat, trying to finish my dinner in peace or my breakfast in peace.
Okay.
Note to self: don't try to steal stuff while Strahd's around.
'Cause then you'll die.
Well, while he's paying attention to a fight that's going,
Yeah.
I feel like he had a little help there. In that he had advantage. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that and also Gisella's a bard. Inspiration.
But random inspiration die. That's cheesy.
I mean, they are engaged.
She's just
Oh,
like,
wait.
every time
So
they wake up,
that
here's an
chambermaid's fiancé is Strahd?
No, Gisela,
no.
who's the Duchess, is engaged to Strahd.
Oh. You fucking
What,
suck.
does she just wake up and give him a inspiration die?
I mean, they did wake up in the same room.
An inspiration blowjob.
that works.
Regardless,
feel like
Dobbs,
I'd be
you see Buster is trying to heal the upper maid who is bleeding out on the floor.
Xander would be going over there to check on her too. Cure wounds.
Where's the lower maid?
Presently, I'm gonna need you to make a perception check at disadvantage.
Fair enough. Ooh, that 18 would have been nice. Yeah. 5 plus my blind ass probably ain't. 7, so 13, yeah. 13!
Okay. And Xander, go ahead and roll your perception check.
Perception for Xander.
Yes.
To heal the lady on the floor?
No. See if you happen to spot what's going on. Where?
14.
Okay. Neither of you see where
I mean, my bad. 24.
Okay.
That was a 19.
Xander then would see that there are a few tiny bats that are clinging from part of the support structure in the hallway.
Well, knowing that this place is home to vampires, bats are always usually around. So he won't do anything to them because he's a guest, and they're probably Strahd pet.
Okay. You wouldn't know necessarily if it's a chambermaid or not, but being in the dining hall, you would have at least seen her turn into them when she fled.
Oh! Then, just give her a stern looking and be like, don't do this again.
Okay.
And then cast Cure Wounds on at first level.
All right. And how much would that restore her?
Doobie doobie doo.
Where are you? Got someone in her now.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Like zoinks, man.
Where are you? We got somewhere to do now. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
So,
Alright, so that's 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7.
7, you said?
I think so. I also regain 3 hit points.
Okay. All right. She is going to swoop in using a legendary action.
Yes!
Swooping is bad.
Nat 20 on
Yes!
biting the woman again.
Oh
That's
my
an
Jesus
attack of
Christ.
opportunity from Xander.
Go ahead and attack.
Wait a minute. Are you within range?
Xander was healing the woman, of course he is.
See, that's a touch heal and not a ranged heal?
Exactly.
That doesn't sound good.
I haven't fought with him. Oh, okay, so
Buster
fist,
Mister.
that's a 20. Yeah, it is a 22.
Okay, you hit.
Fantastic. Oh man, that's a different monk. Alright, so that's 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Okay, is that the end then? Or you're looking up something else to add on it?
That's it. I mean, you can't do more than one attack.
Okay, that's what I was just checking because it sounded like you were trailing off on that. So.
Nope.
Okay.
That's all for now.
Wait a minute. If he's got his action, can he both use it? Oh no. Is that a Yeah, it's a reaction.
Yeah, attack of opportunity is a reaction. All right. She is hit, but still flies and bites the woman again.
Come on.
That is 9 piercing.
Come on.
crit?
I haven't doubled it yet. I'm rolling up the necrotic.
She dead.
And 9 necrotic.
She dead.
Rats, you wasted your healing spell.
Okay. The woman is unconscious. Now that the legendary action is over, the initiative rolls back to her again.
Yes! Multi-attack. Multi-attack.
Oh yeah, multi-attack to bite.
Oh my god.
Six, you enjoying it?
My job is done
Actually, I
here.
am.
She hit both times.
Who?
This
The
is
woman?
what happens when bullshit happens.
My job is done here.
Casual murder.
And it isn't the murder hobo party.
All right. The woman is bleeding out on the ground and motionless as the chambermaid's just breathing in and out blood on her chin, and she's just wiping it and licking her finger clean.
Would that be count as 2 melee attacks while unconscious?
Yes, it would.
Yes. She dead. That's 4 fails. Okay, guys, my job here is done.
So Xander's turn? Whose turn is it?
Elwyn's turn.
I'm just gonna finish up my breakfast.
Okay, Miranda and Darwin.
I'm having a nice conversation over here. I don't know what's going on over there.
Again, I've had multiple attempts to help. I'm just gonna breakfast and conversation. Probably ask a couple of questions about why they're here at for the wedding and whatnot.
She would answer along lines of she was suddenly brought here mysteriously a few days ago and is intrigued by the place itself and is trying to learn as much as she can with the resources that are here.
I'm gonna probably provide a quip back like, oh, I used to come here every now and then, just discussing art and whatnot with these guys. My guild, since occasionally they picked up an art piece or two or something like that.
Oh, really? What kind of art are you into?
Just one of the many artisans over at the guild that I come from. Shit, I just realized that I never talked about a name for the guild. Fuck. Okay, we're just gonna call it the GAA, the Guild of Artisans and Artistes. Fuck. Okay, but just various things. My specialties mainly music. Some others do things such as stonework, painting, building,
Music.
that type of deal.
Instruments?
Yes.
Do you play? What do you play?
Well, I do have my drums on me, as well as my bagpipes. I used to have...
Okay, hang on 1 second.
Rock guy!
Okay,
He
for some
died.
reason it went robotic and then stopped, and I couldn't hear anybody, so I had to disconnect and
Okay.
reconnect.
What was the last thing you heard?
Something about the Guild of Artisans, the GAA, and then it started going robotic.
Yeah. And then what you asked about instruments and whatnot. I was like, yeah, so Darwin would be like, I play the drums. I do have my drums on me. I play the bagpipes. I also used to play the horn. Unfortunately, about a month or two back, I lost it. I'm not sure if it just simply got misplaced during one of my travels or if it got stolen. It's kind of dampened the mood to play horn, since that was an old favorite of mine.
You wouldn't be interested in a string instrument then, yes.
I like how they sound. I don't think I necessarily have the skill.
Okay.
Take it.
But there's clearly a joke going over both mine and Darwin's heads here.
Sorry, I got a
Instruments
little
that
something
require
in
my
my
strong
throat,
arm.
you know?
I say something and not realize it? I probably wait. Someone sending me a message.
Okay. The upper maid still lies there.
Bart doesn't like string instruments.
Buster tries hitting the chambermaid again. That's a nat 2, so no, he misses.
I don't have to worry about counterspelling the heals anymore.
Sticks. That is your turn.
I'm just going to return to my seat and finish my breakfast up.
He's learning.
Okay.
I've
Alright.
made my attempt.
Dobbs. Dobbs.
Buster's got this handled.
Okay. You.
I'll step in if maybe.
Okay. You definitely do see that the woman is dead now.
Yep.
She dead as hell.
All right. The chambermaid starts trying to drag the woman outside, heading toward.
How
Oh,
should you
hell
keep-
no.
keep entrance.
Xander's like, fucking let go for you. He won't say that. He'd be like, just leave her
As
alone.
the old
She's
saying
dead."
goes, chuck it in the fuck it bucket.
She just turns and gives a little snarl. If she is buried, she'll rise again tomorrow.
I know a way to bring her back.
This is pretty
Right
good
now.
This is a pretty good sandwich here.
This way,
I could bring her back.
she will listen to me.
No.
She is going to try to charm you. So go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
See, I could revive the maid, but
She's like, "You're going to let me do this."
Wisdom.
Yes.
Oh, please help plus me. That is a 25.
Okay. You shrug it off.
A flicker in the forehead. No. Let her go.
No, bad.
Don't make me get the holy water.
Does Dobbs know?
Brings out the spray bottle and just starts spraying her in the face.
Is Dobbs familiar with the method that she's talking about and how she'll be "quote unquote" resurrected?
She'd be a vampire spawn, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dobbs, go ahead and make a history or religion check.
Go with the religion.
Okay. And
Black
Xander,
for Dobbs.
as you are trying to flick her forehead, go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay.
You should know by now you can't do that simple shit.
That's a 26.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to flick her forehead. Go ahead and
Damn.
it'd be just 1 plus your strength modifier.
Well, he's a monk, so his unarmed attack is a 1d.
Oh yeah, you do have unarmed attack. Yeah, I forgot that you
Well,
were part
that's a
monk.
powerful middle finger there.
9 bludgeoning damage. Like, no.
23 for my religion.
Okay. Yes, you do know.
I'm fine with that. Xander. Oh, do I know Xander?
Who are you?
Dobbs.
You do not.
I'm really debating whether or not to heal this woman.
She's gonna be fine tomorrow. Just
Well, she's
But I
dead.
can make her
Healing
fine
isn't gonna
now.
much help.
I got revived.
I can revive her. I've done
Don't
it
worry
before.
about it.
Well, not her specific. I brought back that guard and that other guard.
What about that one guard?
No,
No, the
he
other
really
guard.
did. Wasn't it the guard?
A guard,
I
yes.
think it was a guard. Yeah, he brought back the guard.
Okay.
And he also used lesser restoration on Syl and on
greatest
Dude,
advice one
I-
can receive.
Look,
Well,
she lost the contest. This is just the way things go around here.
Is it? Looks at Strahd.
actually, yeah, true.
Strahd's back in the dining hall. He has thus far not interfered.
I don't suppose I could do a history check to see if this is normal for this place, could I? See if it's normal for occasionally maids to just break out in fights and like the winner of the fight makes the other one into like their little squatty after death or something.
A slave.
Yeah, basically makes
I
them
would
into
say go ahead and make it, but without advantage or disadvantage in this case.
just normal history. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
Just
gonna be
simply-
+8. Okay.
Yeah, it's just simply because of the fact that you've heard things, but you've only been here more recently. You know a little
I
bit
got
about
it. 23 in that bitch.
the old past. You have heard tales of before the Shattering, some of how Strahd had acted, but also some of since then how he's been reformed and he's been, trying to keep up, being good and lawful and all this, or at the very least, good in any event, even if there are times where things may not have been as lawful as others might have liked. And the fact that he's not really responding seems a little unusual. And no, this definitely seems odd.
Might bring that
He
up. with
failed
Marvin.
his wisdom check.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that might be why people are fighting and whatnot. Huh.
Oh yeah. I told you. Like, we need to take care of this Heart of Darkness real quick before my face gets eaten off. I don't want my face get eaten off.
Oh, you should have not fucking done it in the first place.
What are you talking?
Maybe you shouldn't have given the vampire a knife.
Yeah, that's also a very good point.
That has nothing to do with the Heart of
I
Darkness.
don't want my
okay?
face to be given off, you say as you hand a vampire a knife. Like,
Well, I took it back. I was always gonna take it
after
back.
they were done stabbing the person with it.
Well, yeah, when it was dead, I was gonna take it back. It was the divine knife, okay?
Okay.
My-
So, what are you gonna do with that knowledge? Since we're acting as
Arwen
enemies?
might just point that out to Miranda that Strad just seems a little bit off. Like he's in a bit of a mood. Deal. Not in anything to put exactly able to put a finger on, but notice how he's not responding to that kind of issue how he would have in the past.
I mean, he might not be too concerned with the death. I mean, there's a lot of mages around here, and it could be a legitimate quarrel that they're just solving.
Also true.
I don't know.
Again, the event that it was a problem, I did try to help. No blame can be placed on me.
I attempted to, and then I gave up.
Actually, it's rather funny how many people in here attempted to help, but frankly just did jack squat.
Yeah, I kind of
Kind
gave
of
up halfway
strange,
through.
don't you think, Miranda? It's like we had what, like 5 different people trying to help with that situation, and the most useful thing was tying the 2 people who were stabbing each other together.
No,
It's
two
a little bit
separates.
strange. Oh, they were tied separately. Oh, never mind.
Also got pinned down.
Yeah, I mean, again, just inch, but okay.
Might be a little odd.
Alright. The chambermaid is going to still try to drag her.
Xander's still gonna be no.
Okay.
And he will take out a flask of holy
Are-
water.
Are you going to try and grab the woman, or are you going to try and stop
Have
her some
break-
other way.
Yeah, like let her stop grabbing the woman.
She's still grabbing her, trying to drag her along.
All right, well, Xander's gonna fucking throw the holy water on her. That is a 13 plus 8. Or am I not proficient in throwing holy water?
I don't know. Are you?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he would be. He is a cleric. He has to use it sometimes.
At this point in his life.
Yeah.
He's been training for this moment his entire life.
You sure about that?
He is secretly a vampire hunter.
Buff the
Okay.
Vampire Slayer.
So as the holy water hits her, she hisses, but she keeps dragging the woman.
What the
Not-
hell, woman?
Not her
Shit.
first rodeo. She had a legendary act.
Shit.
Come on now.
This
Fucking
person's still a
hell.
chambermaid. Jesus.
There'll be a bit of talk about that afterward, because evidently there's some out of character misconception. Owen, Miranda, Darwin, guessing you're not doing anything other than eating, just chit-chatting.
Eating and conversation. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm kind of doing the same thing.
Buster gives a shrug and goes over to the upper maid and starts lifting up her feet. And looks at Xander and says, "That's trouble to deal with." And he kind of motions for Xander to lean down.
Okay, Xander will be.
Yes.
He's going to try and be quiet and hope that the vampire doesn't hear him.
Can
And
you
hope
tell
that
me
the-
it's celestial? We both speak celestial.
Uh-huh. But he doesn't know what the vampire does or not, so he is just going to whisper it. He whispers, "We can dig her up later before the day passes."
Okay. And Xander's like, wink, wink.
He says it out loud. It's like wink, wink.
Does the vampire notice this as they're facing them as?
Should have had Busta wink, wink. I don't think anybody would have noticed him winking.
Yeah,
He only has
single
one
eye.
eye.
Clonk, clonk.
Okay. If she does notice, she doesn't seem to react to it, at least yet.
Alright. I'll trust you on this, Buster. Just, I don't like it. And Xander will walk away.
So, Buster and the chambermaid go and take the upper maid out into the snow, past the edge of Castlehaven Peak, and bury her. As they are doing that, Miranda, I want you to make a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Time to face the consequence of your
Darwin also make one sitting right next, or
Yes, you may as well. Anybody who's in the dining hall may. However, Miranda specifically needs to.
Okay.
Anyone else can choose whether or not to be trying to pay attention or just.
I don't
consume food.
suppose an 18 gets me anywhere.
Okay. One second.
I got a 14.
I end up with a 23. So Darwin is 23 for perception.
Okay. That all beats, all fails. Sorry, the 32.
Nope, she could never make that.
Yeah, it was a very high modifier. Strahd is immediately behind Miranda, with a hand on her shoulder, and says, "We, we must talk in private."
Bow chicka bow wow.
I
Sure.
feel like that'd be a really bad way to kind of start the wedding off.
I mean, there's a lot of people that aim for concubine in this kind of scenario.
Yikes.
You know, medievalish times. You got the
Surprised they didn't
the
call them
royalty.
concubines.
Vampires, spells. Funny
If
hats.
you'll excuse me, kind sir, it seems like we have something to discuss.
I suppose I'll have to finish the 2 plates for the both of us then.
Glass half full kind of guy.
Good. It's not good to waste good food like this.
I agree. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure as well.
All right. Is anyone at all intending to follow as Miranda is walking alongside Strahd?
Second.
Fuck no. That's
I
like
am
dad
not
Before we
walking
go.
away
That
with
ain't gonna
the
go well at
sibling
all.
that did the bad thing. You don't know that sibling. They're dead.
Micah. Micah. Sleight of before I get up and leave. Sleight of hand. 36. I leave the box with the viola with the dwarf.
Oh.
Okay.
Viola. On a second. Am I thinking of the right instrument here? I feel like that's much bigger than I think it is. No, violas are tall. No, violas are. These pictures are not giving me accurate size.
It'd be about the size of.
I need a banana next to it so I can
guitar.
confirm its size.
Banana next to
An
it.
acoustic.
Okay, no, viola's like about the size of a violin. Okay, no, I don't know why I was
It's
having a
slightly
stroke.
larger. It's not much.
Yeah.
All right. What'd you give him? That's y'all mighty powerful Dobbs.
We don't know.
This
It's
is
just
the
a viola.
viola. This is the viola that was taken from the gifts that were given to Strahd for his wedding present.
Oh,
Oh, I see. So you're just pinning the blame on the new guy, huh?
I'm not gonna go off with Strahd with stolen stuff.
that is a good
But he
point.
doesn't know.
The thing
and
is,
it's
I don't know it's stolen either.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
I also don't play string instruments, so
It's not on me. I handed it to the bard.
It's not my fault now. Here you go.
it's not my fault I handed it to the bard.
Okay.
Oh, I wish there was a quote board.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Nobody else is following then?
Don't
No,
even-
my stealth is way too low.
Rest in peace, whoever you are, chick.
Yeah, I'm not
Herb
gonna
is
follow that.
probably gonna die.
I don't know. I got a shot. My
Your persuasion's
Well, I
pretty
mean,
high. yeah.
if it was going to Strahd, it had to have been good, you know.
Well, he did see me take the dagger from the chick. I don't know.
Yeah, again, it's like you're taking away the weapon from the murderers. I mean,
Well, I wonder if he saw you give it to him or two.
I mean, he didn't do anything about it, huh?
That is also true. If he did see, he didn't do anything about it.
Well, when I gave it to her,
Actually, Shroud wasn't there when
no, he was. I think he was there the
He
whole
was
time.
there. He was
But-
watching it. He just didn't do anything throughout the whole fight.
It
just
wasn't
and drank.
necessarily center of attention at that point. I don't think, because things have been breaking up, and that's when I had instigated it to bring it back to everybody's attention.
Whatever's going to happen, it's going to be interesting.
I go
Probably
off
did.
with the Strahd.
If Micah doesn't make it interesting with just walking out a door and roll initiative, then we will.
Oh, if that happens, I lose. I am all about manipulation, not about attack.
So,
Mass cure wounds.
Bonus high dash.
as you
Invisibility.
are walking, Strahd is not walking far ahead of you. He's not walking behind you. He is just walking right next to you. Says, "You have a unusual way of trying to ensure that my wedding and its planning runs smoothly.
I let him continue to talk.
He doesn't say anything.
There is a certain deviousness to your actions as you further instigated the altercation in the dining hall.
As he's walking forward, I drop my disguise. I don't bring attention to it, I just drop it.
He doesn't comment on it.
Well, if he's... Okay. Yeah, he's next to me, he's not ahead of me. Okay, fair enough. He would see that I am Fey, and at times, though they say we're fickle.
That sort of action taken against my own is a very dangerous thing to do without purpose and rightful compensation.
Stubbs about to die.
This is Miranda.
Oh.
Miranda about to die.
You know, I lose track of who's who.
Do you think I'm writing everyone down?
Listen, you don't want to keep writing them down. How many is it? Like
9.
52 characters?
9. Well, 9 for me. I think there's like 7 for Wolf. I'm
writing
trying
down the
to
ones I
stable
interact
them.
with. I'm writing down the ones I interact with, not just everyone.
Here's
If
the
I never
one.
interact with you, you're not on the list.
Here's the one chance for you to get rid of one of your characters.
I
Right?
like Miranda. She would say fair.
That sort of cunning is, however, useful against one's foes.
What do you need me to do?
No, that's Shroud. He's the one that gives him the suck.
Well, I mean, male vampire. It's more of a 69-bit.
Imagine those fangs, though. That's got to be painful.
That is not a decision that I'll make alone. He gestures toward his room.
Yeah.
I enter. I'm devious. I'm not dumb. This is Strahd. I'm pretty sure I could get away, but I'd never be able to come back.
Okay. Inside is Duchess Giselle,
Okay.
who is regarding you.
I'm a stupidly beautiful fey creature right now.
Looks over at Strahd, tilting her head slightly.
He cheating.
Told you, Maven for concubine. This is a thing.
Alright, Micah, make sure you put all the sex details out. You did this to yourself at this point.
Very true.
Strahd simply says she has further excited a altercation amongst some of the staff that I was observing, and was caught doing it by myself, if not many, if any, others. She is quite skillful with the charms of a dwarf and her fingers in planting and retrieving a weapon off of one of the mates. She could be useful, perhaps, but we are in this together, and it is a unanimous decision on how to deal with her.
I would shift back into Miranda. And then say no disrespect, and then into Strahd. And then to the dwarf. And then back to Elena. I am certain your husband was the only one that saw me. Or I would just say fiance at this point. betrothed.
Betrothed would be appropriate. And when you said the dwarf, you're talking about Darwin, or you're talking about...
Yep, Darwin. The dwarf that I was sitting across from. Most likely didn't even notice that I left.
Wrong.
Well, my original plan was minor illusion myself, invisibility off, steal the dagger, come back, drop everything, back into the same spot. But I don't think that I had enough actions for it to do
And
it
you
in
would
one
have
turn.
needed silent image to do that, not minor illusion.
I mean, I think major image would count.
That works too. Would work even better.
Giselle is going to cast Dispel Magic at 6th level.
Okay.
On you.
Not to be cocky, but counterspell? And that is a 20 something. Hold on. 23.
Okay. She pursues her lips at saying that. Glances at Strahd, who's also nodding. Bit of use with the magic there.
The only thing that she could dispel right now is my illusion. Like everything else is me.
Right, but she was trying to see what your reaction would be. Which was exactly what she was hoping for.
I was feeling that I was being tested, so they're trying to offer me a job, and I'm trying not to get eaten. Or quote unquote disposed of.
You have a few options here, my dear. One, we can give you a punishment that will be swift and sufficient for what you have done that we are aware of, and exile you from the lands that we will share. Or you can choose whether you'll serve under the bat or the wolf.
Yikes.
So which is it going to be, vampire or werewolf?
Wait, is she a werewolf?
She is.
Oh!
Makes so much more sense.
Among other things. She was a half ooze before she got turned into a werewolf, so that still exists.
Yo.
Wait, ooze werewolf?
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. She got
But-
captured by the
Oh,
wolves and wolf.
Micah,
He's fucking nuts.
Right off, benefits and drawbacks to each. I know the bat is sunlight, right?
Well, she didn't say necessarily that they would turn you, but she did say that you'd have to pick which you're serving under.
Fang or claw? Make your choice.
Well, technically, they both have fangs.
And they both have
Small
claws.
fang or large fang?
It's gonna hurt.
Well, I'm partial to the sun, and the moon is very pretty. While subtlety is in my repertoire. I can speak to either. I'll lean towards the wolf. Would is there any details that you can give me for either side in which I feel my skills are more attuned to?
Either way, we'll be serving both of us. But it's a matter of who you'll be dealing with primarily, so as not to be underfoot, running back and forth.
Who do I feel that people look more to?
So are you asking out of character that, or?
No, yeah, out of character, who do I feel people look more to as far as dealing with have the most attention? I'm leaning towards Strahd. There's more eyes on him than her.
While in Castle Ebonpeak specifically, and the valley that contains Ivorab and some of the other villages, he is the count, so of course the staff is going to look toward him, and a lot of the guests are. He is a count, however, whereas she is a duchess. And she does have larger land holdings, but the union was in part due to needing a cash influx and also heirs, etc., and her just not having prospects where she was that she was interested in whatsoever. And
So he's a high. Is he a higher rank then?
No, she is.
She's a higher rank. Is there a pet in the room?
There is not.
God damn it.
You are the pet.
Well, I was gonna ask the pet who they would choose. Honestly. Um. Alter self into a werewolf.
You mean to look a little bit more like that?
Yeah, as far as alter self, the spell will get me.
Giselle smirks, goes over toward a fireplace, pulls out what at first looks like a poker, but she starts
My ass is
heating it
getting
up.
branded. My ass is getting branded. Mm.
Oh, it won't be your ass.
Okay.
I do have fighty claws now, though. I think I can scratch for like 1d6.
She comes back with it and says, "Back or stomach?"
Both.
Well, I was kind of leaning towards chest. I mean,
Are you saying that?
yeah. But if
Okay.
those are my only two options, I'll take the back.
Giselle smirks and says, "Disrobe."
Well, it's only one piece. Disrobe.
Okay.
Furry werewolf boobies.
She brands just where about the clavicle is.
How big's the brand?
The brand is about 3 inches across.
Below the clavicle?
Yeah, just where the cleavage is starting.
Can it be hidden normally with low swept top?
By low swept, do you mean that is showing cleavage or meaning covering?
Showing cleavage.
It would definitely be visible in that particular case.
Can I, as she goes towards that, kind of motion towards more of that same portion, like height-wise, but where would normally be covered?
Okay. She chuckles lightly and says, "Oh no, where it goes is going to be exposed. You may use illusion when you are needing to.
Put it on your forehead.
When you are needing to for certain purposes.
It's like the black spot in the palm of the hand.
Oh yeah, this is the I got spanked. Like everybody knows it.
Put it on the
I s-
spot that everyone really sees. Ass.
Hmm.
I shrug. You're the boss, as it were, or the lady. And I bow very slightly before I let her brand me.
Okay.
Side note, I feel no pain.
As part of a feature, or you just mean it in
Yep.
general?
I'm a shadow sorcerer.
Ah, that takes the fun out of it. No
Alright.
screams.
And right as she is applying it to you, I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ugh. $17.
If you choose to, you may try to resist the curse as both are biting into your neck.
Oh damn! They're biting me both at the same time.
Yes.
That makes me ugly, though.
What a lovely
Uh,
couple.
No. This is what I was talking about before. Vampirism bite specifically requires that you are drained to 0 and killed, then you rise back up. Lycanthropy, on the other hand, does not.
Oh, so if I choose Strahd, I'd have been buried like the bitch outside.
Yes.
Where are they biting me?
Both on the neck. The sides.
That's visible. Mommy got spanked.
That took a big bite out of crime.
I wonder how the
Uh,
dwarf is going to react to this.
I will resist initially. If they want to do it again, I'll let them.
She can see there's, for a moment, this gray that goes in your veins from the bite, and then it starts to fade, and she says, "You are mine either way now. But if you accept this gift, there's more that can be done for yourself and for me. But I will not force it on you."
Okay, this is where the question. What's the pros and cons of lycanthropy again?
Be a lycanthrope.
You get some damage. Let me have you do a nature check or religion check.
Hey, they're both +0. I specialize in seduction, not
being
thinking
smart.
of not.
But you're not
Ooh, 17.
completely stupid.
Okay.
No, there's no negative. There ain't no plus, but there's no negative.
Alright. You are aware from stories that werewolves, lycanthropes, are able to shift forms between wolf, hybrid, or humanoid form. That they can attack more frequently, biting and clawing or using a weapon. Keen sense of hearing and smell. And that they have some immunity to certain things if they aren't silvered.
I'll apologize. Sorry, it's a reflex to resist. Try again.
Okay.
I relent.
Soon the entire party will be nothing but lichen.
Yeah, I can nibble on the bard now.
So you are choosing to fail the Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This time you're a bit on the shoulder. Take another step toward chaotic evil.
That's not a far step. I'm chaotic evil now.
Fantastic. Nothing wrong with that.
And as you are
They
already,
shouldn't start out as awful good.
as you are already disrobed, they lead you off to the bedroom.
Sure. Concubine! Yeah!
One of your lifelong dreams.
Hey, do you know how hard people fight for this job? You have no idea.
Today I became a concubine.
You have no idea how hard people fight for this kind of job.
Clearly.
Position, not a job.
Multiple.
Which position depends on the day.
Out of 10.
Okay. Anyone have anything else they would like to do before we end the session off for the night?
I want to get a sword for my crown.
I don't want to be a concubine.
No, that's Dobbs.
Okay.
Also, I'd like
So,
to be able to get breakfast now.
Okay.
I'm low-key, like, I didn't want to give this to Miranda. I wanted to give this crown to Miranda, but I didn't want to give this crown to Miranda. You know what I mean?
You don't feel like character? Or
Huh?
down?
What's that?
The crown?
The Mad Mage crown of submission, basically.
Oh.
She's OP enough as she is, okay? I don't need her to be like blowing majesty.
What fucking the crown of submission? Isn't that a bad thing for you? I don't know D&D packs. People probably like say things, like, oh shit, but I don't know what that means.
Hold on.
Actually, just look it up.
It is the crown of the Mad Mage King.
Owen's just sitting there wondering if his breakfast buddy's ever gonna come back. He's just too
Okay.
tired. He's like, look,
I pasted it in
Hey.
general.
I had a good conversation and now I'm sad.
Yeah, I was just about to. I just had to scroll up to get the link, but you already got it. Good. I actually pasted it when goofing around, but sure.
Whatever.
Alright. So, Scylla is getting food. Obadiah is still healing, but he does have somebody who can go and help you out with that.
Yeah, look at this. Royal presence, eloquent speech, royal decree, kneel before your king.
I like that one. The AoE kneel.
Yeah.
Bend the knee.
Yeah. Like, this would be good for her to have. She's, but low-key probably shouldn't have.
Let's be honest. It would fit for Darwin because his nickname is literally the King of Heart and Soul. It'd be funny.
I think the dwarf should have it. I don't know.
Hail to the
Just let
king.
The manipulative fey creature just
Yep.
running around.
Well, here's the thing. If it could have run off my own DC, I probably would have it on her because her DC's 20, and these are 17, which isn't low, but it's also not as high as it can be because hers still at this point only goes up.
Okay. So this individual who is helping out Dobbs on behalf of Obadiah says that he was working on sorting out what weapons would be sufficient trade and permissible. But that he,
What? You don't want to give me the OP baddie one?
No. Obadiah was going through the list before he went to bed and then had the nightmare attack, so he didn't get through.
Yeah.
But that there are a few ones that he did have listed to look at. Otherwise, it would be waiting for Obadiah to heal up more and go through.
What are my options thus far?
Okay. The individual says that he hasn't read through the details of what these items are, just the titles. He'd have to go in and look at the information that's in Obadiah's, thick bound volume of details. But he's listing them off as you're going. Noraxes, which is a glaive. The Lost Sword of Gith. Punishment. Crake Blade. The Sword of Truth. Blade of the North Guard. Incinerator. Or Blade of the Storm Giant.
Incinerate. All of them are named after in nature.
Yikes. Dun, 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 dun. I want to know something funny, by the way. So, someone took the Coffin Dance song, made a tavern version of it.
Is punishment a whip? That'd be epic. Or it's like a huge paddle with holes in it.
No, it is a staff / longsword. It is a polearm.
Are any of these two-handers?
The glaive, Noraxes, the Last Sword of Gith is a great sword. Punishment is a staff / longsword, so you can use it as a great two-handed. Crake Blade is a great sword. Sword of Truth is a longsword, which is versatile. It can be used as single or. Blade of the North Guard is a great sword. It has to be used as two. Incinerator is a short sword. And Blade of the Storm Giant is...
A toothpick.
No. Also
For
a great
them.
sword. So Incinerator is the only one that is a short sword. Everything else either can be used either way or has to be used with two hands.
That's probably like a dagger compared to a storm giant.
Yeah, I'll ask about the details on those and mull it over and see if Obadiah has other suggestions when he gets up. I'll use these as what are they, footnotes, and compare I do ask that. Oof.
You do ask that what?
At this point, I don't know if everybody else had the dream, right?
Nobody has talked about it yet, or at least none of the party has.
No. Closest thing we have is I have it written down in a notebook, and someone else had drawn a picture of it.
2 people had drawn a picture of it. Yes.
Gonna go with a 27 intimidate. Take this and lock this away, and make sure that you and no one else touches it. Inside your vault. This will be a trade with Obadiah. It is done. We just discussing what I get in return, but I can't have this falling into anybody else's hands. Make sure that it's secure wherever it's at. And don't even think about taking it for yourself.
Okay.
27 intimidate.
Extra Rottweiler screaming.
Fire, round surrounds, fearing its flames. I've heard the tale, but know not its name. I deny it, gratitude to avoid its ire.
Boo! Needs more guitar.
That reminds me of a dream I had.
That reminds me of a dream I've had.
More cowbell.
So,
More
More
cowbell.
Give me a second. I've got a miniature drum set up in my closet.
anybody who is in the dining hall presently can make a perception check with advantage.
Yeah,
Either to
she's
have
not
seen,
whispering about
either to have seen the drawing, heard the song, or just heard the conversation in general.
As a D20.
Yeah, d20 plus your perception.
Roll 20 D1s.
Darwin got a 26.
Okay.
Pretty sure I heard that bitch.
6 got a 17.
And you see the drawing. It
And he's gonna-
reminds you of the
and,
song that you're singing.
How strange. This is literally like that dream I had.
Anna got a 30, so she's strolling all along, coming over is like.
Is the one
"Oh,
who did the
hey,
drawing
I've seen
again?"
that before. Umbra. She's like this woman in all white armor, leather armor. She has a
Yes, the
mask.
lady named after smoke and darkness is pure white.
and she has her mask also has like red tinted goggles on. You can't see any of her skin.
So, anybody who is in the dining hall would recognize that, yes, you all had more or less the same dream, some variations, but
Let the gossip commence.
So she's gonna ask
One
the
step
dwarf.
closer.
Darwin.
What did you think of the dream? And
I'm
what
assuming
is your
you both
name?
had the same dream. Darwin.
Oh, okay. I'm Umbra.
Greetings. Now, I will be honest, that drawing looks awfully similar to the dream that I had last night. That inspired me to write up a little bit of a ditty to see if I could write into a song. Now,
Ending needs
you
work.
also have something similar?
I did have the dream. It was like just floating in front of me, with his hand out. I didn't know what to think of it, so I just like tried to wake up and not deal with that thing anymore. It was pretty terrifying.
I had a conversation with it. Well, you can't really call it a conversation if they don't say anything, but it's offering something of power that many others in the stream were afraid of. However, I don't believe it had exactly hostile intent, as I denied its offer, expressed gratitude, and initially expressed anger, but then after I said I appreciated the offer, it relaxed.
Anna's
Fine.
like says,
It's biding its
Uh,
time.
Anna's like, I didn't know what to do, and so I just took whatever I had.
I'll get you at the next con, whiz save. And your little dog, too.
Okay. And anything else before we end the session off?
I mean, odds are eventually Darwin would go like, well, it's kind of getting attached to that conversation, buddy. Wonder where they ran off to. And obviously we don't need to do it now, but odds are he'd probably end up going off to just double check to make sure she wasn't dead in a ditch somewhere. You know, neutral good.
No, she's busy becoming a furry.
Damn furries.
And Xander would wait for Buster to come back, and then they'll go do their thing.
It's bust a rhyme.
At least I don't have to blow my alter self anymore to turn into a werewolf.
We will deal with Xander possibly dealing with that next time.
You hear strange rooms coming from Shroud. There's strange sounds coming from Shroud's room.
Now, this
Do
is
I
the
enter and
sound.
die, or do I leave and constantly wonder?
You enter and join. What are you talking about? You're a bard.
True. I've come in to have a conversation.
Oh,
This is not a conversation. I'm in danger.
we are speaking with our bodies right now.
You get an inspiration on that. that was a good impression and perfect timing.
An inspiration, got it. I'm putting this bitch in here.
Alright,
Inspiration.
so I will take us off air and then we can talk a little bit about that afterward. One moment.
That motherfucker